It's funny, it seems like DSP always has something to complain about. There's always something to talk about. And that's the one redeeming quality of DSP, but it's not even a quality that you want to have, because it's always negative. And today, we're going to take a look at some of those, because it's been a while, folks, so let's get into it. So, DSP was playing GTA 4 the other day with mods. I have to say, with mods. Hardly modded. I almost thought about doing a video where I mod GTA 4 and play it and actually, mod the vehicles, mod the textures, using the model editor that DSP never touched because it's too advanced. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that because that game already got sent to Ban World for day streams. It's now a night stream game, so good job on you if you helped DSP set up those mods because you wasted a lot of time. DSP stumbled across a guy that kind of looked like him on one of the dating websites in GTA 4. Let's see what he had to say.
Wild. It's funny, his name is Colonel Cuddles. He looks like he's 60 years old. He's 42. He looks much older than me, and I'm 43.
Let's just break this down for a minute, because I'm curious here, right? He says that this guy looks like he's going on 63, and he's about the same age as DSP. But DSP's facial hair is graying. He's losing more hair than the guy in the picture. I mean, you can see right here, he's balding quite a bit more than this guy here. Maybe this guy's using Rogaine. That's probably why, right, guys? And honestly, throw a goatee on this guy. He kind of looks like DSP. Let's do it. I don't know, man. It's pretty close. I even tried to add a little gray on the goatee for the Colonel Cuddles. I still think the guy on the right looks older. A lot of people would take that as a compliment, at least when you're younger. You're like, hey, you look older than you are, but I don't know. Here, I don't know. It's just kind of ironic that this guy is calling this guy old. What are we doing here, DSP? At least Colonel Cuddles looks like he works out. There's definition here with Colonel Cuddles. So, I'll give it to Colonel Cuddles. I think he takes the dub on this one. Anyway, let's move on. Oh. Oh, wrong video. But that's okay. God, I thought it was 2018 again. It's like, no matter what, these guys, Wings, RTU, DSP, they're all grouped in the same category, in my opinion. And when one of them reverts, the rest of them do too. For some reason, it's like we're just going full circle again, you know? And as you all know, Hulk Hogan passed away recently. Regardless of how you felt about him, we got this iconic moment here.
Give me his 5-star gold. It is a 5-star gold. Who is it? 5-star gold. Oh, brother! Oh, brother! Oh, yeah! We did it! All you Hulkamaniacs out there, all you Philomaniacs, we did it! We pulled our first Hogan live on stream!
So there's a couple things to note here. One, I'm curious if he does this off stream. Like, he's sitting on the couch while Cat's playing Skyrim, he's like, oh, 5-star! And, like, freaks out on the couch. The other thing is, this was the era where Iron Chef Sakai was still supporting him. And you know what's crazy is, even DSP's level agreed wasn't this high yet. Look at the King's tips. It's $200. Do you see 200 out of 300 here? No. He was happy to get past the goal. He didn't set another goal point here. This was before the era of nothing is good enough. Even at his peak where he was making money, he wasn't as greedy as he is now. And that's crazy to say that because he far exceeded his $150 goal here and he never set another goal. But now we have DSP streams where he hits the $150 and now it's $300. And then when we hit $300 in a stream, it's 300 out of 450. Let's hit 3 goals today, guys. Come on, only $100 more. That's the DSP we now have in 2025. So it's crazy just to see 6 months. He finally sees the success that he's always dreamed about, and he wants to maintain that. But what we got in 25 was the most greedy, narcissist, self-absorbed version of DSP we couldn't even imagine, right? Now he's better than us. And why do I say that he's better than us? Well, let's take a look. I think we got this version of DSP just yesterday. This is recent.
People look at me and say, I don't want to be him. Why? Why wouldn't you want to be me? I'm 43 years old. I'm in the best shape of my life besides when I was a teenager. Okay? I'm doing well for myself. My streams are doing absolutely great. I'm hitting goals. I'm making great money. My setup is amazing. I get to do what I love for a living, playing video games and hang out every single day, full time. I have a loving wife who I love to death and she loves me to death. We have a great house we live in. We have an awesome pet cat. Like, what exactly is there to not like besides a bunch of fucking losers on the internet who say nasty things about me every day? Why do I care? I'm living the life. Why do I give a shit about these no-load, nonsensical people on the internet? Nobody cares about the fucking shit on the internet. Here's
Let's break this down for a minute. Because I love video games as much as the next person. Don't get me wrong. To me, coming home on a Friday night after a long work week, earning your money, I love playing video games. Don't get me wrong. I love it. I'll hop on Discord with some buddies. We'll play video games. I might play single player games. I'll have something on my second monitor. I'll watch TV while I'm playing video games. It's an awesome escape. And I know there's people out there who can relate to that. But can you imagine having to do that and all that fun, that escape goes out the window when you need to constantly ask for people to pay your bills? When you're worried that you're not going to be able to get by playing this specific game, you can't choose and really play what you love anymore if people aren't supporting it, according to this guy. I would lose my love pretty damn fast for video games if I was forced to play them for 6 to 8 hours a day. Couldn't play what I wanted to, had to play whatever brought the money in. Had to do it in front of people. I couldn't even kind of be myself and take things a little slow because then I'm worried people are going to make fun of me on the internet. It sounds awful. So if you broke it down to, oh, they're just jealous because I play video games, yeah, that's pretty cool. I'd love to be able to play video games for a living, but you're not really on your own terms when you're in a place where video games are now your business and you have to play what makes money and you can't be yourself. You can't have a little drink and just kind of have fun anymore. It's this is your business. This is how I make money. That doesn't sound fun to me. So I'd rather stick with, working and doing things for a living that can guarantee me a future. And I can still come home and I can still play my video games too, DSP, and I can have fun doing it. Here's the thing. Why is everybody so jealous of him? I mean, he's got a pet cat that he loves very much. That's cool. Most of us all do too. If that's one of your talking points, then I could think of a million reasons why I wouldn't want to be DSP. A million. And I've mentioned a ton of them in my other videos. In my past videos, I've talked about all the reasons why I wouldn't want to be DSP in some way. But I'd never say I'm straight up better than DSP. I'm not saying that. And I think most people on the internet aren't either. You might feel that way, but nobody straight up says I'm better than DSP. They just don't want to be you, and that's their opinion. They're entitled to that. So why can't you allow people to have their opinion that they don't want to be you? They don't want to be a guy that sits in his house and is online all day. He's terminally online. That's his whole business, is being online and streaming to a bunch of strangers who troll him on YouTube and kick. A lot of people don't want to have that life. The problem is there's so many other things out there that it seems like other people have experienced that DSP hasn't, that he kind of lives in his own little shell, and he's like, why wouldn't you want this? Because DSP, you don't experience 99% of the world that's out there. You're terminally online, 6 hours a day, 6 days a week, begging for money. You might make money, but you beg for it. Ask and you shall receive, right? DSP takes this tidbit of info, people being like, oh, I would never want to live that life. I could never imagine being this guy. I don't want to be like that. Equating that to being better than. And if that's the way that DSP takes it, fine. But now DSP's going on a rant as to why he's better than everyone else. I've got all this stuff, and you guys are all jealous of me. All my haters, they're all jealous of me. My online haters. And who are you saying this to? This isn't a Twitter video that he's posting online for all these trolls. This is a rant that he's going on his stream in front of his audience, the people who are actually supporting him and supposedly like him. And that's why I think that there's a lot of narcissism here, because you have to talk about how good you are, how great you have things to people that already like you, supposedly.
my real life around me that I get to enjoy, and I get to ignore all these weirdos on the internet. Sounds like a good deal to me.
Sorry, I'm recording this after the fact, but this was 4 days ago.
You wanna know what the best part is? Every day when I see the insane, salty comments from people on the internet, whether it's on X or it's in video comments, telling me what a loser I am and what a failure I am and how I'm failing and I'm doing terribly. And, you know, they would definitely not want to ever be me.
He gets to ignore all those weirdo haters on the internet, but here he is 4 days ago saying he's reading all their comments. Okay.
But to them, I'm living one of the worst lives possible. That's called coping.
And that's exactly what we're doing here. Because you say, I ignore all these weirdos on the internet, yet it seems like every stream you address one of them. You go on a crazy tangent about one of these weirdos saying something about you, to the point that the phrase living rent-free has constantly been associated with DSP because he just can't let things go. things bother him so much they boil up in his head that it finally just spills out in front of his audience on camera. We've seen it a million times. You're not fooling anybody, you're just fooling yourself. And if that's what you gotta do, fine. But it's kind of silly to do it in front of your own audience.
That's exactly what that's called. Having to cope because your life sucks, my life's great, you're incredibly jealous of me, so you try to bring me down. But it doesn't work because I live in the real world while you live in the virtual world because your virtual existence is better than your real one. Oopsie poopsie, mine's better. So, too bad.
Again, this guy's entire existence, his persona, his career, and I say that in a PWR type of sense, his success has all been due to this virtual world that he claims to not be a part of. And you owe it all to this virtual world. Because without it, what would you be doing? You wouldn't be known for anything. Would you be traveling to Street Fighter tournaments that you supposedly couldn't afford to go to because you weren't raised with a silver spoon like some of these other people? Right? That's what he says. Like, Justin Wong, they can all afford to go to these tournaments, and I couldn't afford to do it. I had to work. I had to work my way through school. And they all got scholarships, or their parents paid for everything. Anyway, I don't want to get too sidetracked with that. But I can't imagine having to justify myself to a group of strangers on the internet to make myself feel like I'm better than them and have to tell people that I'm proving it because of X, Y, and Z. Oh yeah, I got a wife. I got a house. I got a cat. Like, DSP, you don't realize a lot of these people have things that you have, but the thing that we have that you don't is we have options, right? Like, we could do other things. We're not like you. Because I've said it a million times, I don't want to be DSP. I would hate to be DSP. Because that's not the life that I want to live. But I don't think the words, I'm better than DSP, has ever come out of my mouth. But that's just because I might be happy with my current lifestyle, and Phil might be happy with his. But that doesn't make anybody better than anybody else, just because you live a certain life, because you don't have to leave your house, and you get money by sitting in your bedroom with your cool RGB setup. Anyway, let's move on. And when we're talking about DSP, you know the two words that I always associate with rent-free? That's Kino Casino.
Mozzie asked, do I regret not going to Hogan's Bar? Let me think about this. Do I regret flying across the country with an obviously gay, grossly overweight dude who creepily wanted to pay my way to hang out with him at a wrestler's bar in Florida?
Here's the thing. We're insinuating that PPP is obviously gay for inviting Phil. If that was the case, why did he invite Phil's wife? He invited Phil's wife to come down. He was going to say you could get the second honeymoon. You don't have to hang out with us all the time. Just come drink with the bar for a little while. We'll maybe do a little content, whatever. And you and your wife could go and do whatever. Does that sound like somebody that's gay to you? Does it even matter? But we have to cope and say, he's obviously gay. He's grossly overweight. Why do we bring that grossly overweight thing up? Because if I don't recall, when you brought your wife on stream a couple years ago, or a year ago, I think, I don't even remember, it might have been 2 years ago at this point. You think she was hurt by the comments when people said she was grossly overweight? Like, what happened to Kat? She's a skinny little girl, moves in with DSP. 2 or 3 years later, she's grossly overweight. I don't go out of my way to disrespect Kat. Like, here's the thing. You got to compare apples to apples. Because DSP is calling a complete stranger on the internet grossly overweight when he brought his wife on stream and she got the same treatment. And here he is using this as an insult for somebody else. But if that was the case with my wife, and my wife was going through these problems where she gained a lot of weight, I probably wouldn't be using insults like that. That wouldn't be my go-to talking point, to be making fun of some stranger on the internet. Like, he's fat. You know, he's fat. I mean, he tells my wife, but he's fat. You know, like, I just wouldn't say those things. It's just bad taste, right? Because I feel like 99% of the people that heard this, as soon as he said grossly overweight, Kat probably popped in their head. Like, oh, this guy's got an overweight wife who was skinny when she met him, and he's gonna call somebody fat? You couldn't have used like a million other insults to get at PPP. Oh, he looks like a lesbian, blah. Like, you could have said anything that wouldn't have offended your wife, but you chose to use the insult that can also be used to offend your wife. Kind of like when you brought her on stream when you're like, oh, Kat's not pregnant, the elephant in the room, you know, like things that you didn't really think about that could kind of be taken offensive. Like, you just kind of got to watch your words a little bit. And maybe Kat's not overweight anymore. You know, maybe she's slimmed down, and that's none of our business. Cool. But the last known visual that the internet has of Kat can be applied to the same insult that you just used PPP, who admittedly calls himself fat. Like, he doesn't care. I just feel like you're offending your own family more than you're offending a stranger on the internet who calls himself fat anyway.
I think I made the right decision ultimately. I'm just saying. I think I'm in a really good position right now where I didn't have to like live with horrible regrets and things. You know what I'm saying? Okay. See, people want to cause drama, but the truth is, let's be honest here. This is the kind of guy, I mean, we all heard the stories about him and Andy partying in Vegas and him watching while Andy did stuff. It's pretty sick fucking stuff. All right. So we all know what he was getting at. There's only one reason why he would try to be inviting me to go somewhere. I'm not playing that fucking weird ass fucking game with these fucking deviant weirdos. So no, thank you.
And that's a fair point. But the problem is, Phil, you were in their chat all the time. You knew this stuff and you were in their chat. You fanboyed so hard for these guys, and the logs are there. The kick chat logs, you go and search up Kino Casino's channel with the kick chat logs, and you look DSP Gaming Real as a chatter, you'll see all his logs. You'll see him obsessed with these guys, constantly calling out Andy, Andy, Andy. But now we have the nerve to make fun of them for this. When we wanted to be part of their clique so bad and got dumped by him, but now this is the way we feel. You were bothered enough by these guys that you did the most embarrassing 666 podcast from hell, right, Phil? The whole thing is embarrassing. And you should be embarrassed for even saying this because you were the biggest fanboy when it came to these guys. You were so happy to have a friend in those DMs that you sent them paragraphs all the time, just talking about your life, talking about things that nobody needed to know. And then when it came to getting exposed with it, talking about how your parents were sick and your wife found religion and all these bad things were going on, and then you had the nerve to come around and say it was all lies, you can't escape that. You can apologize and move on, but you never even did that. So,
oopsie poopsie.
Oopsie poopsie is right, Phil. Oopsie poopsie is damn right. Now, here's the other thing. He doesn't care about them anymore. He's doing his own thing. Everybody's jealous of Phil. He's living a great life. Do you think he's going to bring them up again? Probably not, right?
Oh, Phil's doing poorly. Oh, man, he really screwed up with his Kino Casino arc. What on earth are you talking about? It all went exactly according to my plan. Like, I don't think it actually could have gone any better. Besides, maybe if I had canceled my appearance on that stupid weirdo UFO guy show. Like, that was the one thing that kind of... If that hadn't happened, it would have been absolutely perfect. If I just said, oh, I have to cancel last minute, and then I broke off the whole Kino Casino thing, it would have been perfect. But I went a little too long. I was hoping to milk a little bit more out of the situation. But everything went perfectly according to plan. Now, I actually get way more engagement, way more support. My whole setup is so much better. My life is so much better off. I can take extra days off to be with my wife every time and again. Things are good. Things are way better right now than they ever were. But the thing is, these people are like so delusional, they still believe that Phil is in bankruptcy mode. My bankruptcy was over 5 years ago. Things are great. Things have bounced back. I'm in demand. People want to come by. They want my attention.
This whole thing is just funny that Phil didn't want to do the Truth Seeker show because the guy was seeking the truth. It's ironic that, I should have got out before they tried to find out the truth of everything. But not only that, when you said you should have not done that, you still kept doing shows with PPP. You still believed PPP that he had nothing to do with it, which is like somebody wrote Gullible on the ceiling and you believe it. So you look up.
People want to be. So I say minestrone soup, and they're like, no, it's minestrone. Oh, really? Well, do you pronounce it provolone cheese, you idiot? The problem is Americans don't know how to pronounce anything. So they all just make shit up.
Minestrone. Minestrone.
I'm going to go a little further than that. This whole thing is just funny because Phil would say accessories. I've got all these accessories for my Switch 2.
Accessory.
You mean you've got all these accessories for your Switch 2, Phil? Because now I'm more inclined to believe that it's minestrone than it is minestrone. Because you can't even pronounce accessories correctly. So how the hell am I going to believe you that minestrone is minestrone? And even if it is, I don't care. But why is this a big deal? Who cares? It's like this guy got bullied into saying accessories one day,
Various accessories.
and now he's got to prove that Americans are stupid and they're saying all these words wrong when he can't even say one of them correctly.
Not provolone, it's not minestrone. Now on, we're just gonna have to say provolone cheese because you think it's minestrone. That's fine. Provolone, minestrone, everything that ends in O-N-E must be pronounced with the E as an E. So the number one must be 1E. Amazing. In Italian, it's pronounced minestrone. That's correct. In Italian, it's pronounced minestrone. That is absolutely correct. Someone said that in the kick chat, and they're actually smart. That's the Italian pronunciation, minestrone. Not minestrone, it's minestrone. But in American or English, you pronounce it minestrone. It's a silent E, just like provolone. But people are dumb fucks.
The same dumb fucks who say accessories? I don't know, dude. I mean, whatever. Move on. But he's so bothered by the stupidest things, and everything gets to him. But when you're on his stream, he's right 110% of the time. You dumb fucks. Listen, at the end of the day, we're all jealous because of Phil. His pronunciations are perfect. Everything he does is right. We're all wrong. His life is great. Ours sucks. He's cool. We're not. I get that. I understand that. But it's just hard for people like us to see that Phil's better than us. And that's where I'm going to leave this one, y'all. Everybody have a good one. Appreciate you. Like, subscribe, comment. Do what you got to do. Peace.